Hi, I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsons Community Preservation of the Promised Land. I want to show you some good news about a woman who emailed me and said, yes, Catherine, you're right. You know, you're not supposed to pay any rent. And what we have to do is just stop paying rent. So what happened to her was she said, let's see, I was determined to not pay any more rent, and I listened to what you said. The sheriff sent me a mandatory a letter to vacate. So they sent her a vacate to vacate in February, and told me that I have to be out by March 9th, um, and that they would forcibly remove me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed out for days. I thought I was going to have a shootout with the cops because I am not going to be leaving my home. And I eventually uh, saw your video, and I sent the sheriff a certified letter, a writ of possession, and a writ of possession, and told them that I am in possession of the property. Um, and I sent them the papers to the courts for the property confiscation notice, to possess the land, to take over the land. So she took over her land because she's supposed to, and it is in the Black Law Dictionary. Here is the Black Law Dictionary. And by law, they cannot evict you when you discover that you are when you are when they dis, when you discover that you're the rightful owner of the land. So you're the rightful owner of the land. Black Law Dictionary. Any real estate company, they go by the Black Law Dictionary. Any edition, sixth edition, first edition. If you discover anything, especially land, let's go by land because that's what they're. If you discover that the land is yours, then you have to write to the courts. When they give you an eviction notice, you have to write to them that I just took over possession of my land. I just discovered that I'm the rightful owner of the land. You owe me monthly tax payments for the rest of your life. The mayor is under an investigation. You got to make sure to write that. The mayor is under investigation because they are sitting there as criminals, which they were never supposed to tell us to pay rent. Never supposed to pay, never supposed to tell me and my people. You got to make sure to say that. Never supposed to tell me and my people that we're supposed to be paying rent. You guys are supposed to be paying rent because you guys are foreigners. And since you removed us from our land based on the Treaty Act, 640 acres is ours. And if 640 acres is ours, then you and everybody that's on my land owes me monthly tax payments for the rest of that company's life. So when you send that to the courts back to the eviction, or when you gotta answer that eviction back. When you answer them back, you're answering them saying, no, you owe me monthly tax payments. Here's the proof. They not only are they can't evict you, but they ignored you just like they just ignored her. She just said, oh, she said, I wouldn't have never known that this was really real based off of your video. So when she saw my video, she did exactly what she said. I emailed the mayor, all of the news. I emailed the mayor, the news station. You don't have to email the news station, but you do have to email the mayor because your rent money goes to the mayor's office, right? And they're the ones that's who feeds the police officers is when you pay rent. That's why you can't pay no more rent. You can't never pay rent. The reason why your son, like when our sons go to jail, my son never go to jail. Fuck that. But the reason why they lock up our people is because we pay rent. Believe it or not, when you pay rent, you are fueling their fire. That's why you can't never pay rent. You can't never pay rent. You about to stop paying for food and water. You about to be doing that. But let's just start with the rent right now, because that's the biggest thing here. That they charging you rent, and then they got the cops to kidnap your sons. Her son was just kidnapped by the police at the age of 20, just like Larry Hoover. You see what I'm saying? So they kidnap our men, and then they make us pay rent. That's why you can't never pay rent. Just stop paying rent, because it happened to her. She said, here, so you can read it. So you can read what happened to her. She said, I just stopped paying rent. I just stopped paying rent 3 years ago, and I ain't been paying rent since. Because I've been making these videos for a long time, so like for at least 3 years. Making these videos, telling you not to pay rent. Okay, so if you could read that, just read it. See what, just pause that and read it. Okay, now let's go back to that video I was telling you about. That video I showed you where they had well, maybe you can see it from here. You can still see. Okay. Yeah, I wanted you to see where they went to where they went to see, okay, remember how I showed you on that other video how they were being ignored? The reason why they're being ignored is because they don't see the power. Okay, so the women are being ignored.
I came all the way on the Trail of Tears to deliver this letter to you folks.
Here's where these women are wrong at. They have to make sure to say about the copper-colored indigenous women. We speak for them. Make sure, and then they did say it. They said we speak on the behalf of the black women and the African Americans and then indigenous. Okay, good, great. Well, when we meet them, we'll make sure to correct them on that. Now, won't we? So all of you black women out here that's, well, she didn't say technically. Yeah, well, when we meet them, we'll tell them. Okay, so because you guys are really, really antsy about them being specifically saying, yeah, they will say it. What? Don't worry about it. But we need those women, white women, Mexican women, because their men is in our buildings. That's why. That's why. Because their men is in our buildings, and since they're giving birth to these creature men that's in the damn office building, then they have to get them out. They got to get them out. And what happens is all they got to do is just read the script. That's it. Just read we just want them to read the script. Here, read it. Now, you're going to say, yeah, everyone have to remove themselves from the office. Yeah, get your shoes and your wallet, sir. Yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah, get out. Because she's in the mayor's office. That's what she got to do. And she's doing the right thing. But she don't have no power. That's why they're ignoring her.
We want you to know that the contemporary Muskogee people are now making their journey back to our homelands, and hereby give notice to Mayor Andrew Dickens, the Atlanta City Council, the Atlanta Police Department, the Atlanta...
Look at, you see these white men and this white man here? They're talking to each other. They're not paying attention to the women. Why? Because these men here, look at this black man. See, there's black men in here. They believe that the black men are going to support them. That's why they're ignoring these women. They feel like that they can overpower these women because there's they have black men to support them. But if we were there, the first thing that we would make them to understand is that we got a hold of your black men. Yeah, we're specifically going towards them. If you think that you could just ignore me when I come in there to tell you to get the fuck out of the building, why are we telling them to get the fuck out? Because by law, they were never supposed to tell you to pay rent. That's why. The mayor's office is making you pay rent, and they were never supposed to do that. That's why they got to get out of the office. It's just for that. We can just go off of that right there. We can go on the simple fact that they were forcing us to pay rent. Okay, that's a crime. And then they're locking up our innocent men. They literally lock up 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old boys and teenagers. Okay, when they came over here as criminals. So the city mayor came over here as criminals, locked up our men, and now is forcing us to be paying rent on our own land. That's why they have to get out. This is why you can't pay rent. When you say, well, how do I stop paying rent? Just stop paying rent. And let the evictions come to you. Let the courts come to you so you can say, oh, I will never pay rent. No, I'll never pay rent. Yeah, go ahead and send the sheriff because I have a right to defend myself. Your sheriff will die because you were never supposed to be forcing me to pay rent in the first place. I'm indigenous to the land. And even if I don't have proof, it doesn't matter. Your mayor office is under investigation. That's all you got to say. You write the courts and you say, I will never pay rent. Never will I pay rent. I just took over the land. 640 acres. Make sure you put 640 acres based on the Treaty Act that removed my grandparents from my lands, and because of that, 640 acres is mine. So if 640 acres is mine, why am I paying you rent? Yeah, because I'm not supposed to. You're the criminal. So that's why I can't pay you rent, because you're the criminals. They're not going to mess with you. So this is why they ignored her. That's on this email. They didn't, not only did, listen, they gave her an eviction notice, and she said, I have a right to defend myself. I claimed for my rightful land. You know, they're not even bothering her. Just like they just ignored me. So now I got to write the mayor another letter. I got to write her another letter letting her know that she has 30 days to get the fuck out. That's it. Because she got to get out. Why? Because I rightfully bid for this land, and she did not hand me my congratulations letter. She's supposed to give me a congratulations letter with $5 million to $15 million asking me what I want to do with the property I just claimed. This office manager have to get out, and I have to replace her, because if you rightfully bid for land that's connected to an apartment complex and 640 acres, they supposed to hand you the profile deed of every building here because you rightfully claim it, and then they turn around and give you an eviction notice. That's an automatic, where you just automatically own everything now, because they just prove themselves to be bona fide criminals. You can't give me an eviction notice when you don't give your white, Mexican, and Chinese people eviction notices. If you don't give your white people that, then that it just shows that not only that you're a racist, a bona fide racist that have to go to prison. The city mayor in Chino got to go to prison. The bitch got to go to prison. Yes. We have to remove her from there. So I'm going to put her address, the city mayor's address, and the office address, department manager office address right here, so that you can know to call them, write them, cuss them out, and say, bitch, you got 30 days to get the fuck out. Bitch got 30 days to get the hell out. Because they were never supposed to. And why are we enraged? Why am I enraged? Because they started all this mess in having us to pay rent that we didn't have to pay rent this whole time. Look at how she just said that. Now I can't find the remote. Okay. Okay. So anyway. Okay. So right here, the lady just wrote me, and she's saying, you're right. We don't have to pay no more rent. So in this Black Laws Dictionary, just know that they go by this Black Law Dictionary. This is what they go by. And what's in here, it says that every indigenous person is indigenous to the land, and that you have a right to defend yourself if any criminal foreigner come to you telling you any type of bullshit about paying rent. In this book, that lawyers are criminals, all of them, especially the black ones, especially the black lawyers and the cops. They are criminals, straight up. That's why when we go into the mayor's office and we see a black man that have nerve enough to ignore us, it's going to be 4 women on 1 cop. Yeah, yes, and we have to put him down. We got to throw him out of the office and put him down, seriously, because the black cops know better. And how dare you be a coon against us? How dare you? We were never supposed to be paying rent, and you in these city mayor offices doing what they say. You deserve to die. I'm just, for real, really, really, because in the worst way too, because you're black, bitch, and you know better. You know that we were never supposed to be paying rent. You know this, and you're just doing this for a paycheck, bitch. You got us all. You like the gatekeeper, and you just doing this. You just working, and they so fucking stupid. The black cops and lawyers are so stupid. Do you know they can own their own buildings here? All they gotta do is just claim the land. They don't have to be working for the enemy. They could just claim the land, and they own buildings. We own buildings. So we have to get together our women. Now, you don't have to have those women to help you. You don't. I'm just letting you know that if you want to do it in a way where you could do this right, where they really, all of them got to get out, then you would want to bring those women. You want to bring white women, Chinese women, and Mexican women. Well, not Chinese women, but the $5 Indian women, because they're the same as the Chinese and the Mexicans. So, because the $5 Indian women are not from America. They're from Mongolia. That's where they're indigenous to, Mongolia. It's in the United States Congress archives. That's what Congress says. Congress says that none of the Native American Indians are from. They're not indigenous to America or South America. Not even the Mexicans. The Mexicans, Chinese, and the $5 Indians are from Mongolia. It's in the United States Congress archives. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay, so the only person that's indigenous to the land are black people, in copper-colored black people like myself, copper-colored people. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that we would have to get together, the women would have to get together, and I wanted to do it just the way that I said earlier. We get together, the other cultured women, white and Mexican women that are in the front. Then all they're going to do is say this: get out. All of you guys have to remove yourselves. Now, when the men don't pay attention to us, that's when we say, oh no, did you hear what she said? Now, if they want to get funny with it, that's when we're all, because they got to get out. That's what they did. They just got to get out. If they feel it, if they act like they don't see us and they're pretending like they're ignoring us, that's when we say, excuse me, bitch, did you hear what she said? And if they have nerve to say something, that's when we're already on them. So it's gonna be two women. It's gonna be three women on one cop if the cop is like a short cop. If he's a big cop, it's gonna be four women. It's gonna be two women right here and two women right there, holding his arm, while the woman in the middle is gonna be just bam, hammering him down, hammering all right here, hammering him down in the middle, and getting them up out of here, out of this office, because that's how you got to do it. You got to physically remove these criminals out of office, because they don't understand how to give a congratulations letter to somebody that deserves the land, that is rightfully that rightfully owns the land. They don't know how to give them a congratulations letter. So since they don't know how to do that, then you have to physically remove them from the office. I mean, beat them out of the office. As soon as I get into this office, if that bitch is in that office, I'm telling you, she is so dead. So what I'm saying is this: we have to get together. Let's have a meeting together. We have a meeting, and our meeting is about getting to this Chino mayor's office. Let's get to her first. Let's get this Chino City mayor's office first. Then we'll get Chicago. Then we'll get Michigan. So we'll get cities after city, state after state. But first, let's focus. Now, I'll put the address down for the Chino. Call her, email her, let her know the bitch got 30 days. Okay, to give me a congratulations letter. How long do we got to wait? Shit, bitch, because I rightfully bid it for the land. If this isn't available, which I already told her, then is that one available? She didn't say nothing. And then when they did, they gave me some other fucked up letter about something. Like, what? Bitch, give me the damn congratulations letter or get the fuck out. Shit. Because this is not your land. So if this is not your land and I rightfully bid it for it, then the mayor have to get out. Why? Because they're controlling your water. They control the food in your grocery stores. They're the ones that put your community in your community and telling you to pay rent. That's why they got to go, because they are causing problems in your community and they're telling you to pay rent for it. So you're fucked up in your community and you got to pay rent. So you got to pay rent and you got to pay for food that's killing you. All because you don't want to tell them to get the fuck out. That's your fault. So if you're paying rent, that's your fault. You have to stop paying rent. You just stop paying rent. See what happens. Okay, so what happened with her was that when she did the writ, and all she did was just write a little piece of paper saying, no, I will never pay rent. You owe me monthly tax payments for the rest of your life. Because the city mayor was supposed to have it where they pay us tax payments, not us pay you. So no, you'll never get it. So what they did was they just ignored her now, just like they're ignoring me. She said it's been 3 years. Did you read it? It's been 3 years. She been looking at my videos because I've been telling you don't pay rent. Okay, so just don't pay rent. Let me get off this thing. I'll make another video later. Okay. Oh, and shout out to Mel Brown. Thank you for the $20 donation. Thank you. I don't know how you got my Cash App. I don't even have it up there, but thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay. I always put the people that donated, which they don't because they don't have my Cash App, on the YouTube. So you'll see your shout out on the YouTube because, I got an email from Mel that said, did you get the, yeah, I got the $20 Cash App. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, now, okay, so okay, so just focus on not paying rent, please. It's very important. Stop paying rent, so you would stop having problems. You know, you're having problems because you're paying rent on land that's yours. So if the land is not theirs and you're paying on rent on land that because they're telling you to pay rent, then it's an abomination, and you know, and you're messing up the whole grid when you don't listen to what you're supposed to be doing. If your enemy is telling you to pay rent, then you're supposed to tell your enemy, no, I'm not going to pay rent. Yeah, because it's your enemy. This is your land. Well, I can't prove it. Yes, you can. You just say, oh, I'm not paying no rent no more. Yeah, I'm not paying no more rent. And the mayor is under investigation. That's why reparations is being called. And that's it. You don't have to give them any paper. Just give them that part. You know, you do have to answer them back because you're not, you know, you can't be totally fucking retarded and not say nothing to them. You have to tell them so that they'll know not to bother you, not to send you no damn letter for you to pay rent. Damn. People be writing me, Kathy, what do I do? Okay, stop paying rent. That's what you do. Answer the courts. But they're going to tell me to get out. Yeah. They won't after you tell them what you're going to tell them. Oh, I'll never pay rent. Oh, bitch, I wish I would. I will never pay you rent. Ever. I own the land. How the fuck I'm going to pay you rent? Shit. Okay. Let me get off this thing.